In this video, I'm sharing 5 important concepts in order for you to successfully train your Shiba Inu dog. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where we share Shiba Inu tips and tricks and also some funny day-to-day dog videos. Subscribe for weekly Shiba Inu videos. All 5 tips are equally important, so doesn't matter if I introduce it first or later. Now, without further ado, let's get right to it. Timing is everything when it comes to many things in life, including training your dog. Picking the right time to train your dog will give your dog the right amount of energy and hunger level to motivate him follow your command. Typically, you should train your dog after walks and before mealtime when he is not so full of energy and also slightly hungry. If you train your dog before walks, he may have too much energy and not focusing on you. You also want to train him before each meal, because if your dog just finished a big meal, there really is no incentive for him to earn that extra treat. As you and your dog getting familiar with one another, you should stick to a routine that works for both you and your dog. If you cannot be home most of the time, you will need to plan ahead how are you able to walk, play, socialize your new best friend. Likely, maybe you need to wake up early, or if you have a housemate, have him or her help you out. Understand that while there are many benefits to have a dog, your lifestyle likely needs to also be adjusted to ensure both you and your dog are happy in the long term. Dog psychology. In order to communicate and train your dog successfully, having a basic idea about how a dog perceives the world will help you train and understand him better. A dog's memory works quite differently than a human's. A dog's memory is event-driven. A specific term for this is called associative memory, which means he remembers events based on associations, but not the event itself. For example, if you usually put on your shoes before taking your dog for a walk, your dog will get excited every time he sees you wearing shoes because he associates wearing shoes with walks. Same idea if your dog hates shower or when you brushing his fur, he will resist to his full capacity every time he sees you grabbing his shampoo or every time you try to call him into the bathroom for a grooming session. In fact, most of the training techniques, like positive reinforcement, is all built upon how a dog's memory works. For a dog, he might not know what does a sit mean, but he knows every time he sits, he gets a reward, so he links sit with something positive, and so is more likely to sit again in the future. Same concepts goes with punishment as well. While in a dog's mind, he doesn't know chewing shoes is bad. But if you yell at him or punish him every time he chews on your shoes, over time he will link the negative outcome with chewing shoes and hopefully will reduce the chance of him chewing your shoes again in the future. Understand how a dog's mind works and use it to your advantage when it comes to training your new best friend. Be smart on reward. This one is particularly important to a Shiba Inu. He can be a picky eater and maybe not even food motivated if not in the mood, or you provide him with the wrong kind of treat. Each dog is unique. It is your responsibility to find out what motivates your dog. It may not be treats. It could be a specific toy or short playtime. The reward could also be different depends on different circumstances. For example, while you're on your computer and trying to get work done, but your dog came with a toy in his mouth to ask you to play. That could be a perfect situation to incorporate some basic command before you engage in play. Or if you watch my other videos, you will know that Jimmy loves cucumber. So whenever we are making cucumber, we use cucumber as a reward to reinforce some basic command. Adjust your reward based on the circumstance and also choose the reward your dog loves in order to get the maximized training result.
Jimmy.
Choose your battle, the correct way to punish your dog. So you likely have done your research and know that Shiba Inu is not an easy breed to train due to its stubbornness nature. It is also very likely that your dog will cause trouble at some point in life after you received him. As a resourceful owner, knowing the right way to discipline your dog will send your dog just the right amount of message that what he was doing was not acceptable. Shiba Inu is a smart breed. Although he cannot understand human language, he can pick up cues from your facial expression or from your tone. There are 3 different ways to discipline your dog. 1, by verbally telling him no. 2, not only verbally telling him no, but physically disengage our current activity. And the 3rd one is timeout, which is the most drastic one. Now, let's take a look at each of them. This one is pretty straightforward. When your dog does something bad, verbally and in a lower tone, tell him no. Do not use high-pitched yelling because high-pitched tone can also mean excitement for a dog. Firmly and loudly tell him no when he does something bad. This is when the verbal cue itself doesn't work. For example, your dog bites you during a play session and you told him no, but he still keeps biting. In this situation, you should not only verbally tell him no, but also immediately turn your back on him and disengage in all activities that you are currently doing. This will send your dog a strong signal. Remember, dog's memory is event-driven, so he will link biting means game over, and over time, he will reduce the chance of biting you again. Timeout is the strongest discipline method. Timeout meaning you not only verbally tell him no, you disengage and in the same time you bring your dog to an enclosed, confined dog-proof area, like a bathroom or laundry room. Place your dog in the timeout space will send your dog an even stronger signal that what he just did was not acceptable. I have multiple training videos that talks about training techniques, and I will leave the link down below if you want to check out later. Keep in mind, all those discipline techniques only works when you caught him on sight, only when you stop him right when he is about to cause trouble. That's when he can associate a specific behavior with negative outcome. A dog is a dog. This might sound obvious, but sometimes it can be overlooked. Humans tend to see the world in humans' way, and we might overlook our dog's need. The fact is, your dog perceives the world in a very different way than you. Dog has different eye structure, so he sees the world a bit less vivid than human. He also doesn't have some of the complex emotions like human does. He does, however, will remember the owner for a very long time based on your scent and your look. A dog is a social animal, so you need to spend quality time with him to play and train him. He also needs to interact with other animals when he's young in order to learn the properly communication with other animals and to grow up to be a happy and confident dog. Treat your dog like a family member with a basic understanding about how the dog sees the world and also how can you satisfy his need as an animal. Spending time to bond and train your new best friend, and you will enjoy one of the most rewarding journey, or some people might say the best relationship you can ever get. To learn more about training a Shiba Inu, check out the video on the screen to learn more. If you want to see more content like this, remember to thumb up and leave me a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.